Well, hello. Thanks for coming back to check out another video. So, we are here today to sit down and film the first update to my end of the year project pan. I don't really know what to call this. I just wanted to do this because I had some items in my collection that I really did want to finish off by the end of the year, 10 to be more specific. So yeah, I felt really confident when I first started this. But now that I'm sitting here filming this first update, I'm like, ooh, Haley, you might have made a mistake with some of these items. But that's okay. We're just going to see how far we can get on them. Some of these items I have been working on pretty consistently throughout the year. They came from other project pans. I just got a little bit overwhelmed, so I just ended a lot of things early and then decided to do this. So that's kind of how this idea came to light. I will leave my introduction video linked in the description box for you guys, just in case you missed it and you want to go reference that. So if this is your first time watching a project pan video from me, I typically break up everything into chapters so that you can skip around to the parts that you want to. And then on this screen is where I leave like how many times I've used something within the month and the total uses of it and the goal, everything like that. I also leave that information in the description box as well. I just feel like by doing that, I'm able to like speed through these a little bit more quickly. So yeah, without any further rambling, let's just get on into this and talk about the 10 items that I've been working on. Alright, so let's start with our one item that is rolling out. I did manage to finish something off within the past month. I think you can probably guess what it is because it was kind of like almost a gimme item. But I did manage to finish off my third lipstick from my Bite Beauty little 10 set that I was gifted last year for Christmas. So this was in the shade Party Punch, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Party Punch. Over here, I will put up a picture of where I was marking it on a piece of paper, and you guys can see like there wasn't very much left. So I think I got maybe 12-ish uses on this. Again, it's on the screen for you guys, but as you can see, I cannot roll this up anymore. Can't get any more product off onto my lips, just the plastic bit scrapes me. And there is product down in there. I am not someone who likes to dig out their lipsticks. Like, I just don't have time to be fussed with that. So, I am glad that this is rolling out. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the introduction, but this is not a rolling style project pan, so I will not be rolling anything in to replace this. I will just continue working on the 9 items that I have left. Alright, so let's get into our other 9 items. I'm going to first talk about the primer and the foundation that I have in here, simply because I feel like these are going to be super, like, uneventful, unexciting. Is unexciting a word? Not exciting to look at or to watch. So I really thought that I would be able to like shine a flashlight through this packaging and assess where I am, but I'm not able to. This is pretty opaque packaging, so that's why I think it's going to be like uneventful to like track and follow along with this. But either way, this is a face primer. This is from Ole Henriksen. This is their Banana Bright face primer with vitamin C and banana extract, if I'm not mistaken. So this is really nice. This does give you a little bit of a glow. Feels very much more like a moisturizer than like maybe we'll say a silicone primer. But I think that this, along with the glow, really does do a nice job of like kind of just evening everything out and like giving you a nice base to apply your makeup on. So it's not a chore to reach for this. This was basically brand new when I rolled it into here, but it's the only face primer that I am using right now. So I really do feel confident that I could finish it off before the year ends. Now you've seen the usages on the screen, and I feel like they are pretty low for this for having had a whole month to work on this. So I was trying to finish off a different face primer, and I put more emphasis on that one because I had cut open the packaging and I didn't want it to go off, like expire because it's open to air. So now that I have successfully finished that one off, this one is taking my full attention, and I will pick up the usages as we go on through these next months. Alright, so like I said, the foundation that I rolled into here, I thought would be, like, I thought it would settle or that I would be able to shine a flashlight through this bottle and assess where we were at, but I'm unable to do that. So much like with the primer, I just don't think that this is going to be as exciting to follow along with. But this is my foundation from Lancôme. So I have mine in the shade 210 Buff In. This is an okay foundation. It's not like a favorite. I don't think I would repurchase this. It's fine. And it gives a good bit of coverage. I would say like medium can be built up to full, but I just have other foundations that I prefer over this one. And I think it really just boils down to that for the price tag, this isn't wow and amazing. Like, some of my drugstore foundations are. So I'm happy to be working in on this, and can't wait to get it out of my life because it is my most expensive foundation. Alright, so let's talk about the two cheek products that I have in. They are both from ColourPop. So the first one is a ColourPop Supershock Cheek. This is in the shade Between the Sheets. So if I open this up for you guys, this is what it is looking like on the inside. I will have pictures going over here of like what it looked like the last time versus now, just so that it's a little bit easier for you to see those things. But either way, I think that you can tell, and I think I mentioned it in the introduction video, that this had dried out and it was very stiff and hard to work with. That is why I don't like these Supershock cheeks from ColourPop. I feel like out of their whole Supershock line, these dry out the fastest, and it just makes it a little bit frustrating to use the product. So that's why I put it in here, and I really want it out of my collection. I don't have very much left in here, and I do think that this is something I could finish off by the end of the year. And in case you're curious, the way that I rehydrate these is I take a little bit of jojoba oil and just put like a few drops in there, mix it up, and it does make it a little bit, not greasy necessarily, but it's very creamy and not liquidy. So you would think that's a good thing, but it's really not, because it makes it super pigmented in a weird way. So you just barely have to dip your brush or your sponge in there, and you're gonna get a lot of product off on it. So it kind of slows down the progress a little bit by rehydrating it. But like I said, there is so little left in here that I feel like if I just continue to use this pretty consistently every month, I can get this finished off by the end of the year. So the other cheek product from ColourPop that I have is one of their Supershock highlighters. Now this is something that I absolutely love. I feel like the Supershock highlighters never dry out. So this is the shade Stole the Show, and you guys can see how much use I have on this. Like, we just have this little bit of product hanging out at the edge here. I have been using this consistently throughout the whole year, opening this up, dipping my finger into it, exposing it to the air and everything. This has yet to dry out on me. Like, it's just amazing. Whatever they do to the highlighters, they do not do to the eyeshadows or the cheek products. But either way, rant aside, I do feel like I might have a chance of finishing this off. However, I'm a little hesitant to officially commit to that. That is my goal. But there's just so much product left in here, and it's deceptive on how much you need and use to apply to your face. So this might actually be something that I finish off like end of January 2023, and I would be okay with that. But I do really love this. It is one of my favorite Supershock highlighters. It's just such a pretty like white based highlighter, but it has like a little bit of pink and blue to it. It just makes it really interesting and fun to wear, especially during these colder months. So yeah, I will just keep continuing to work on this. Alright, so I have two eye products left in here. So I am trying to finish off a black eyeliner. So this is from LA Girl. This is their Glide On Gel eyeliner, and it is in the shade Berry Black. So I have been marking this on a piece of paper so that you guys can see where we're at. I think within the month I have sharpened this maybe twice. So I feel like it's very slow going. And again, this is one of the products where I'm like, I don't know if I can actually finish this off, because if I hold it up, you can see there's still quite a good bit of product, because this right here, like, I will cover up the plastic bit that you wouldn't be able to sharpen with my fingers. So that's how much like actual eyeliner there is in there. So yeah, it's a lot left, and I don't think that within the time frame I can finish this off. I think that at most I can maybe get through half of this. I wouldn't be upset with myself. Again, I think I just kind of like overestimated myself, and I didn't really realize just how few, weeks we had left in the year when I started this. But like I said, I'm going to continue to work on this. So the other eye product that I have in here is a Supershock Shadow from ColourPop, representing them a lot. But this is in the shade Birthday Cake. I really love this shade. It is just such a pretty, like, icy, purpley, pinky, taupey color. How many words can I use to describe one color? Either way, this is probably my favorite shade from them, and it was a limited edition shade. I think they came out with it during their birthday, but I don't know if it's part of their permanent line now, because as you can see, I don't have it in like limited edition packaging. But it was a shadow that I was finding myself hoarding, so that's why I really wanted to put it in here and to like finish it off. I do think that I have a pretty good chance of finishing this off by the end of the year. I think I got like close to maybe 7 or 8 uses out of this, and if I can keep up that momentum, I really think that I could have this potentially finish by the end of November because there's just not a lot of product left hanging out in there. So that's going to kind of be my loose goal, is to maybe have this rolling out by the next update. Alright, so the last two things to talk about are lip products. So I do have a lip liner from ColourPop. I should have just called this Color Pan and just joined Misty in for the last little bit of the year. But anyway, I have a lip liner in the shade BFF. So I really wanted to put this in here because these dry out much like their creme gel eyeliners. So here it is. That is how much I have left. Like if you're just looking at the pencil, over here I'll put the paper of where I've been marking it. So much like with the eyeliner, I think I've sharpened this like 2 to 3 times. This is my daily like lip liner when I am putting on a lipstick. It's just an effortless kind of brownie nude shade. So I feel like I can get away with it under any type of lip liner. I really do love the shade of this. I just wish that their formula was better. But yeah, again, much like with the eyeliner, I don't think I'm actually going to finish this off by the end of the year. I think at best I can half the amount of product that I have in here. I am going to push myself though, not like overuse it of course, but maybe tend to wear lipsticks more often during like makeup days as opposed to just reaching for the balm or the gloss and not this, you know what I mean? That way I can make sure that I get as much use out of it as I can before the end of the year and maybe try to finish it off. Okay, so the very last item, this is my fourth and final little mini lippy from my Bite Beauty 10 set. I think that I really can finish this off even though this one has the least amount of use on it. Obviously, it's the only one left. But I feel like I can still finish this off and that will be amazing because I had a soft goal at the beginning of this year to finish off this whole 10 set because it was such a lovely and thoughtful gift and I didn't want it to just sit there in my collection. So this is the last one. This is in the shade Party Punch, and I have to say, I think this one might be my favorite shade from the 10 set. This is just a great, effortless, kind of like pinky brown nude shade. Perfect for this time of year. Really easy to wear and just incorporate in. I love it on its own. I love mixing it too with some of my more like brown lipsticks. And then I also really did love pairing this with the lipstick that I finished off, which was Party Punch. Party Punch was a little bit more like of an intense pink shade. This one, like I said, was more of like a pinky brown shade. So I feel like it did a good job of like making Party Punch a little bit more on the neutral side and a little bit more like everyday wearable for me personally. So that is it. That is all of my 9 items. If you're curious about swatches or anything like that, I would go check out the introduction video because I always swatch out things when I introduce them into Project Pans. But like I said, that's it. So let me know how you feel. How do you feel with your Project Pans that you are doing? Do you think that you are going to meet all of your goals that you set out by the end of the year? Because it is crunch time if you were unaware. So I hope you're having a good day, a good night, or a good whatever. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.